Hello everyone, you're watching the programme Capital Ideas Life and I'm its host, Michael Gibson. The choice of summer festivals in the Russian capital in 2023 is very diverse. Among the highlights of August is the very large-scale festival, India Day. Last year we already told you about this interesting event, but the festival continues to develop, and this year the organisers have prepared many new activities and locations. Therefore, today we are again at the celebration of Indian culture, traditions and rituals. On today's programme, the outcome of one of the most vibrant festivals in the summer calendar in Russia's capital. A show of street drummers and a rainbow of colours at the Holi festival, getting to know India and its culture. Open-air yoga, traditional Indian dances, the art of Devanagari calligraphy, the most interesting venues at the Day of India Festival are yet to come in our programme. In 2023, the Day of India Festival is taking place in Moscow for the 8th time. The history of this vibrant festival began in 2014. Sokolniki Park was chosen as the venue to host the first event. Throughout the day, the event was attended by more than 15,000 Muscovites and guests to the capital. The festival was dedicated to one of the main public holidays in India, Independence Day. It is celebrated annually on August the 15th. On this day in 1947, an act came into force proclaiming India's state of independence from the British Empire. This event opened a new page in the nation's history. The Day of India Festival immediately became one of the most beloved summer festivals among Muscovites. And every year, interest in it grows. The festival has become larger and more diverse. To accommodate everyone who wants to get involved with the culture and traditions of India, the organisers even had to change the location of the event to a more spacious venue. For the second time, the main venue of the India Day Festival is the Island of Dreams theme park. This is one of the most interesting places in Moscow. Today, everything here is dedicated to India, its unique culture and ancient traditions.
Last year we hosted the Day of India Festival for the first time in our Dream Island amusement park. We really liked the number of guests who came to us, and the atmosphere was festive, which was crucial, because the Dream Island is in fact a place where people should have fun and relax. And we really liked the format that the Indian holiday preaches. It's a pleasure for us to host it this year.
Last year, during the filming of our programme, we, together with the team from Big Asia TV channel, planted a tree in this garden. Let's see how it's grown. A year ago, in honour of the 75th anniversary of India's independence, 75 apple trees were planted in the Dream Island Landscape Park.
Hold on.
All together.
Come over, guys. This is our first tree.
There you go. That is my first tree.
And now we'll give him a little drink.
Wow, it looks great. And there are already apples on it. The official opening ceremony of the 8th Day of India Festival was attended by its organisers, the Sita Indian National Cultural Centre, representatives of the Embassy of the Republic of India in the Russian Federation, and delegations of diplomatic missions from other countries. The event was also attended by representatives of the Moscow government, represented by Olga Zhilina, Deputy Head of the Moscow Department for External Economic and International Relations of the City of Moscow.
It is a great honor for me to be present at today's opening of such a large-scale and joyful event for Muscovites. You know, I am sure that India has been deeply rooted in the hearts of Russians for a long time. For example, for my grandmother, India was tea in a metal can with a blue elephant and Indian dancers. For my mother, India is Zita and Gita. But for me, India is a place that has opened a spiritual path for me. Like Russia, India preserves its traditions and takes care when honoring them. Our two countries are old friends and partners. We have very close relations. Today this is more important than ever, and that's why we preserve these relations by exchanging cultural events and festivals such as Day of India in Russia.
One way to bring people together, culture. It brings people together more than politics or economics or anything. Through culture, you can do a lot of things. You can get people get kind of interconnected, interrelated, and do things in common. You can share the history of a country through culture.
And an unusual dish was prepared for guests at the festival's opening ceremony. Indian chef Inivian, also known as Mr. Idli, baked a giant idli cake, a traditional Indian dish made from millet. The weight of the cooked dish was 77 kilograms.
This is very nutritious and healthy food. As far as I know, in Russia, they mostly eat omelette and bread for breakfast. We're the same in that for breakfast we have only idli. Chutney or sambal sauce can be added, and on top of that, Indians don't use cutlery, no spoons or forks. As a rule, we eat idli with our hands.
Yeah.
One, two. 1, 2. So as our guest, we give a special gift from India Day team.
Oh, wow.
We want you to have a turban.
Super. Wow, thank you very much. Spasiba.
Spasiba.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. Sami Katwani is the main organizer and ideological inspiration behind this large-scale ethnic festival in Moscow. For more than 30 years, he has been establishing extensive ties of friendship and business between India and Russia. After receiving specialized textiles education in Mumbai and London, Mr. Katwani came to Moscow and opened the Imperial Tailoring Company for individual tailoring. In addition, Mr. Katwani has been the head of the non-profit organization Indian Business Alliance, as well as the Indian National Cultural Centre (SITA) for more than 10 years.
I would like to thank to the Moscow city government and all the partners, including Big Asia, for supporting this event. So every support counts and we are growing. This is the time to show a real friendship. India and Russia friendship is very old. Now we are talking about people-to-people diplomacy.
And what is it about India that appeals to Russians so much?
See, India Day is all about colors. It's lively, right? And Russian people are also lively. So this is what they miss. For few days, I want everybody to forget we are in Russia.
Yeah.
Because India is coming.
Over 4 days, the best creative teams from Russia and India performed on the main stage of the Dream Island Landscape Park.
This year, we have close to 78 groups and individual dance performers, along with about 20 music groups. The geography here is very vast. Moscow, the entire Moscow region, St. Petersburg, Yaroslavl, Murmansk, Kirov, and also to the east, Ulan-Ude, Yakutsk, Irkutsk, and it genuinely shows that people have a true interest in this.
One of the festival's participants, the choreographic group Tribal Fox Dance, performs in a tribal style. This is a contemporary style based on a combination of elements of traditional dances from North Africa, the Middle East, India, and the Spanish flamenco.
Today we presented the tribal ATS dance, which was created in America by Carolina Nericchio in 1967 over 30 years ago. And we dance her style. It's tribal because this is a tribal dance from the word tribe. And decorations are gathered here from different countries.
Another participant in the festival's concert program, the Chakar Collective, demonstrated the art of an Indian classical dance called the Kathak. The word Kathak is translated from Sanskrit as narrator, or one who tells a story. In other words, during the performance, the dancers tell stories of ancient Indian epic literature using the language of plastic dancing and movement.
We have a lot of turns at different speeds, using different techniques. And in addition to turns, we have a lot of steps, foot movements. We beat to the rhythm, different rhythms, very quickly. This is also a characteristic feature of our style.
Over 4 days, festival visitors could take part in the celebration of a traditional Indian wedding or see a show of street drummers. Also, during the festival, Mridangam drums could be heard in almost all areas of the Dream Island Landscape Park. This drum is revered in the Hindu religion as one of the 8 sacred musical instruments.
This is a drum. It can emit more than 8,000 sounds. It has a big part, the bass. Here you can play both open sounds and closed sounds, as well as interesting sounds, gurgling sounds. Let's say this is an open sound, this sounds like a closed sound, and this is a gurgling sound. And this little part is more subtle, and it makes a ringing sound, like this here.
Is it hard? It doesn't work.
You really need to relax your hand. Yeah, right, yeah, excellent. And 2 hands in tandem, one plays one drum, the second plays the other drum.
During the festival, Indian musical rhythms and melodies could be heard from all over. You could listen to live performances by musicians playing folk, popular, classical and Estrada-style music on national instruments. At the festival, we see many unusual musical instruments. For example, this one. Ludmila, what is this?
This is a harmonium. It's an unusual instrument. On one hand, it's a keyboard. On the other hand, if we don't pump air through it, there won't be any sound.
This year, the festival featured 20 themed venues representing the culture, art and traditions of India in all its splendour and diversity. You could listen to lectures here, take part in master classes, meditate, have consultation sessions with astrologers, read books or take selfies in special photo zones.
It's a lot of fun here. We danced, we sang. To be honest, I'm shocked by the scale of it. There are so many people here in saris and Indian costumes. I love this festival very much. I was here at the one last year, and every year, I don't know, it just opens up to me more and more. The festival is very cool. Last year we came here for the first time, we were here, and this year we also found out about it as we live nearby, and we really like it. This year there are a lot of theme zones more than in the past, and that's why I think we're seeing even more people here. The thing is, a new culture is always interesting, and it's great that such festivals are held.
One of the largest and most visited zones at the festival was the Veda Weekend Zone. The Vedic platform is located at the very entrance to the park. This circular cinema at the festival is really popular. Here they show movies in a 360-degree format. It's very curious. Let's go and check it out.
Various films related to culture are shown here. The ancient culture of India, along with the Vedas and scriptures. This is an international project. The domes themselves are made directly in Thailand and India. They constantly tour America, China, and there was even an exhibition in Shanghai. And they get rather a lot of praise.
Also in the Vida Weekend Zone, playgrounds with games based on ancient Vedic knowledge were on show. This game is called Status Quo. They say there are no winners in it. The aim of the game is to get to know yourself better. Let's play.
Your turn. Throw the dice.
Okay. Oh!
These are transformational games, a class of games that help a person re-examine something. Usually people come with some kind of request in their hearts, a question, a dilemma, a topic. They just want to have a worthwhile conversation and perhaps come to some kind of goal. And through this game, you can re-examine something and even realize certain steps to take.
Traditionally, guests of the festival can do yoga in the open air. So let's join this group. This year, more than 70 Moscow and Russian yoga schools applied to participate in the festival. Therefore, the public display of this ancient Indian practice, both spiritual and physical, turned out to be very diverse. You could practice here in various areas of this teaching, such as Hatha yoga, yoga in hammocks, Kundalini yoga, and many others. Gosh, it's harder than I thought.
Kundalini yoga differs in that most of the practice is done with the eyes closed. That is, for example, during life, during the day, our consciousness usually goes in one direction, the body in another, and breathing, well, we forget about breathing altogether. And here we assemble all this, and the systems begin to see each other. They calm down. On the whole, it's a super anti-stress method.
The organisers of the festival prepared a special programme for fans of Indian cinema. People were able to watch the most popular Indian films in a summer open-air cinema or in a special film screening area. The screening of the Indian film Visual is about to begin. Judging by the description, it's a detective movie, so let's watch it. Ooh. This gloomy detective film is not like the Indian films with songs and dances which the Russian audiences are accustomed to. However, there were enough bright and cheerful musical films at the film screenings of the festival.
People don't have enough colours in film. Nowadays, it's often very dark in contemporary cinema. It's very sad. Bollywood has more brightness. Bollywood has more of these things. Like in Indian cuisine, it has a lot of spices, which I think is what we're lacking.
Festival guests were also entertained with numerous flash mobs featuring Indian dances. Girls were given the chance to try on saris, traditional Indian women's clothing, or make a mehendi, a painting on the body. And the most adventurous visitors could take part in a special festive lottery. This year, you can participate in the lottery. Let's try our luck. Sure. 4. Okay.
He won!
We won!
Congrats!
Thank you. Great. This has been a very lucky day. Thank you, Sammy. In the masterclass zone, adults and children were able to take calligraphy lessons. For example, you could learn to write your name in the Tamil alphabet or write the symbol Om in Devanagari calligraphy. This type of writing appeared in ancient India many centuries ago.
For work, we use a kalam. This is a classic instrument which we wrote with many thousands of years ago and write with now. That is, it's a sharpened stick. We use sushi sticks, bamboo sticks, and ice cream sticks. We ate a lot of ice cream to sharpen these small kalams. We must always hold it at a 45-degree angle, and that is the main secret. So if you can handle this part, then without a doubt, you'll do great. You see, you felt that you were holding the corner.
Yes.
And it automatically comes out great.
That will be correct, yes. It really calms me down, and I enjoy the process. One of the largest areas at the festival was reserved for shopping enthusiasts. More than 120 companies brought a variety of goods here from India, such as natural Ayurvedic cosmetics, oils and incense, health products, cashmere and silk shawls and stoles, along with bags, original handmade jewelry, and much more. Mukesh Singhal came to Moscow from Delhi. Together with his wife and son, he has been doing business in Moscow for many years, working with the production and sale of furniture and tea. He has been a regular participant at the Day of India Festival since 2016.
We started this Indian Day show at Sokolniki at the center of Moscow. It was very fun first time, but participation was very less, not very big. Maybe I think 25 stalls or something like that. Right. And people around 10,000 must be visiting that time.
The first product that the couple bought to the festival in 2016 was clothing from India. According to them, it has always been very popular with Russian customers.
All Russians like maximally cotton. Synthetic they don't like. Synthetic. We have all cotton material. And firstly they didn't like shiny, they didn't like, but now they like. Yeah, but they like shiny and dark and showing party wear dresses.
Every year, the scale of the festival has grown, and alongside it, the assortment of goods supplied by the family business has changed and expanded. What is it about Indian products that Russians like?
Indian products, they like everything. Means all cosmetics, herbals, Ayurveda, Indian tea, they like more than anything. And all cotton, klopak like very much.
It's no secret that traditional Indian cuisine is very popular among Muscovites, and it is presented at the festival in all its multifaceted forms.
This is rice and white lentil.
Oh, it's a white and lentil flour, okay. Yeah. And it looks like you're making blini.
Blini, yeah. This is like a risove blini.
Ah, okay, excellent. So it's an Indian rice blini.
This is very healthy because it is naturally fermented.
Right.
And it's a vegan without any fat.
And then do you put anything inside?
Usually, traditionally we put potatoes.
Okay, right. So it's savory, right?
Yeah, savory, yeah.
Ooh, and what is the sauce?
Sauce, it's coconut.
Oh, wow.
Coconut sauce with some spices and tomatoes. Ooh. Please, Mr. Michael, can you try?
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, eat in the hand?
Yeah, traditionally it's eat by hand. This one you can have as a breakfast, lunch, whenever you like.
That's really tasty. Yeah. That's very tasty. Holi is one of the most popular festivals in India. It's also known as the Festival of Colour, and it looks really beautiful. Woohoo! Last year, Holi became the highlight of the festival when more than 3,000 people took part. Muscovites enjoyed Holi so much that the organisers of the 8th Day of India Festival decided to give this year's guests 3 whole, unforgettable evenings filled with paints, dances and fun. Those wishing to get involved with the ancient tradition could purchase special eco-friendly paints right at the festival.
A lot of colourful emotions, a lot of fun. We found a lot of friends here. Basically, what I knew about the holiday is that they throw paints, something Indian in principle, but I'd never been here. I'd wished to visit at least once in my life, and this is my first time here. The emotions, the fact that you splash paint on other people, and other people on you, well, it's an unusual feeling, but it's pleasant, it's cool, it's funny. It's really cool. This is our 2nd year of coming here. My daughter still runs around even in the rain. She's delighted. The emotions are super. The people are really cool, they're in a good mood. Everyone is really kind. It's great.
The festival India Day has ended. It was an unforgettable journey into the bright world of colours, dancing, music, ancient culture and traditions. Now we say goodbye to you until our next programme. There are still so many new, interesting stories and events to discover in this, the best city on earth. I'm Mike Gibson. See you next time. Bye.